whose possessors slay them.
Possesses the people that own us. Murder us. That's what it means to slay somebody. It means to kill them without empathy, man, or consideration. To slay us. Go ahead.
And hold themselves not guilty.
And hold themselves not guilty, like this piece of garbage right
Push
here.
the agenda, you niggas cowards and pretenders. White flag to the white man, you surrender. Just remember, wicked niggas love to hang with sinners. Shit is disgusting to think it's cool to switch genders. Bruce Jenner. Babylon is falling, and one West is prevalent. Boots, lace, warbands on, we in our element. It's evident they killing how they evident. Coward murderers, I pray the Lord send a pestilence and cause famine. Wreak havoc and cause damage. Coronavirus shook up the earth, now watch them all panic. Fighting through these curses that we live in. Prepare slaughter, complete the order when it's given. These crackers crumble, we humble their activity. For it is written that they shall go into captivity. These devils must pay for their war crimes. Sell your garments and go and get a sword when it's wartime. Lace your boots when it's wartime. Go and get a sword when it's wartime. Girt your loins when it's wartime. I don't want calm when it's wartime. Lace your boots when it's wartime. Go and get a sword when it's wartime. Girt your loins when it's wartime. I don't want calm when it's wartime.
Your music can be stopped by a gun. They'll call a gun to come and kill you over your music. That's the world that you living in, man.
Con, I don't want con when it's wartime. Can't be lukewarm, gotta make up your mind. If you ain't heard nothing, you better hear this rhyme. When it go down, you gon' have to be with your kind. Ain't no laughing, ain't no joking on the battlefield. If you don't follow the order, you could get us all killed. Ain't no thing to grab the blocking person, squeeze mine. You gon' learn to do it, not the second, but the first time. 223, 308, AR-15 rifle. Warring with the dragon like I'm the Archangel Michael. I got hand grenades, I pull the pin and throw it at you quicker. I can say a prayer and send them evil curses, now you sick. If we do what the Lord tell us to do, Babylon will fall. I'm gon' do what Saul didn't do and I'm gon' kill them all. It's time to kill, not heal, it's time to break them down, know who you are. Ain't no time to love, it's time to hate these heathens, time for war.
Lace your boots when it's wartime. Go and get a sword when it's wartime. Girt your loins when it's wartime. I don't want calm when it's wartime. Lace your boots when it's wartime. Go and get a sword when it's wartime. Girt your loins when it's wartime. I don't want calm when it's wartime. Lace your boots when it's wartime. Go and get a sword when it's wartime. Girt your loins when it's wartime. I don't want calm when it's wartime. Lace your boots when it's wartime. Go and get a sword when it's wartime. Girt your loins when it's wartime. I don't want calm when it's wartime.
Even though you in the ghetto, even though you poor, even though you suffering, even though you ain't had a good education, even though you got the weight of the most powerful empire in the world on your neck, God is going to come and stop every bit of it. He's going to shut it down.
Fucking with my brothers, yeah, we riding. Fucking with my brothers, yeah, we riding. We riding. We riding. Fucking with my brothers, yeah, we riding. Fucking with my brothers, yeah, we riding. Yeah, we riding. We riding. Fucking with my brothers, yeah, we riding. Fucking with my brothers, yeah, we riding. I get the order, yeah, I'm riding. Fucking with my brothers, yeah, we riding. Fucking with my brothers, yeah, we riding. Fucking with my brothers, yeah, we riding. I get the order, yeah, I'm riding. Fucking with my brothers, yeah, we riding. UPK run the corners and war like apparel. We put on the whole armor. Fuck the numbers, the Lord with us, we stronger. Niggas in their feelings, but they better keep their distance. Cause if they run up on us, it's gonna be an ugly day. We gon' fall on you faggots just like the Kentucky. Ayy, y'all niggas don't really want no problems. Cause we got brothers on Shamar that's itching to get to solve them. Pray to get the order just to follow it. We don't give a fuck about your pride, better swallow it. I'ma ride for my brothers and I die for this truth. Don't believe me, then you can be the proof, nigga. Fucking with my brothers, yeah, we riding. Fucking with my brothers, yeah, we riding. I get the order, yeah, I'm riding. Fucking with my brothers, yeah, we riding. Fucking with my brothers, yeah, we riding. Fucking with my brothers, yeah, we riding. I get the order, yeah, I'm riding. Fucking with my brothers, yeah, we riding. Mechanic of the Western, surrounded by my brothers, and damn it, it's a blessing. When we pull up on you while you panicking and stressing, acting like a bitch with anxiety, mixed with manic and depression. I can hear your heartbeat, and you scared cause you know them bullets ripping through flesh like shark teeth. But you can catch the yard corral after you get your ass beat. We'll double back and finish the job. We can box it out and shoot shit. Whole team full of killers, don't push us cause we known to get ruthless. We welcome all smoke, we ain't hiding. Nigga, if you fucking with my brothers, then we riding. Nigga, fucking with my brothers, yeah, we riding. Fucking with my brothers, yeah, we riding. I get the order, yeah, I'm riding. Fucking with my brothers, yeah, we riding. Fucking with my brothers, yeah, we riding. Fucking with my brothers, yeah, we riding. I get the order, yeah, I'm riding. Fucking with my brothers, yeah, we riding.
Plus years of atrocious acts. We suffering PTSD throughout our generations from the trauma and war crimes committed against us. We still being lynched. We still being hunted. We still oppressed. Kissing our boots is the least you devils can do. Gotta watch my step, cause our enemies cowardly creep. And they hunt us when we go on the streets, full of lies and deceit. See the beast trying to devour the sheep. Wicked devils love to prey on the weak. So you gotta be wise and see the lies in their philosophies. Living out these biblical prophecies. They press their knees on the dying man. We went from chains to prison, and from the pot to a frying pan. At the border, families torn apart. These crackers gotta suffer, Lord forgive me for my carnal thoughts. They hung us while they took our ladies to rape, then turned around and used our babies for bait. I can't think straight. How much more it's gonna take? They evil crimes justify the hate. Nigga, that's the proof. I thank the Lord for this truth. I tell these crackers this what they can do. Devil kiss our boots. Do what the scriptures say to do, so my people know these prophecies are true. Devil kiss our boots and show an act of humility. 400 plus years of captivity. Kiss our boots for all the pain and oppression, for all the lies and deception. Devil kiss our boots. Get on your knees and your hands and lick up the dust, you understand?
Hey yo, I don't think they understand. We Yasha Allah, Prince of the Power, mic in my hand. These heathen nations, they gon' serve us and bow down. In Texas, we gon' milk these Gentiles, it's Cowtown. Israelites gon' take the kingdom, Esau in trouble too. You quick to say that to my brother, we gon' be lords over you. You a liar and a thief, you gon' have to pay for that. You a dog, get on all fours, you a snake or rat. You gon' learn to follow orders from these priests and prophets. Righteousness gon' cover the earth and can't no devil stop it. You say you sorry, but I ain't got nothing to say to you. Till you apologize the way the Bible tell you to. And I don't give a damn about your little children. All the love I got go to my nation and we building. The sons that afflicted us, they gon' bend the knee and behave. Bow down before the children are slain.
Devil kiss our boots. Do what the scriptures say to do, so my people know these prophecies are true. Devil kiss our boots and show an act of humility. 400 plus years of captivity. Kiss our boots for all the pain and oppression, for all the lies and deception. Devil kiss our boots. Get on your knees and your hands and lick up the dust, you understand? This place completely a circus, defeat the purpose and them demons are lurking. I see my people hurting. I pray the Lord send them evils and curses and cut our enemies, no slack. With no remorse, they shoot us in our back. We in the midst of snares, don't dare make any fault. And forget about them lies that you were taught. With no regard for the old, no show favor for our youth. These devils using us for target practice like we bulletproof. Committing mass genocide, or they throw us all in cages to the neighborhoods and gentrify. Prepare slaughter for their crimes, it's a death offense. And vengeance is the Lord, they for sure get their recompense. Here is the patience and the faith, they evil crimes justify the hate. Nigga, that's the proof.
I thank the Lord for this truth. I tell these crackers this what they can do. Devil, kiss our boots. Do what the scriptures say to do, so my people know these prophecies are true. Devil, kiss our boots. And show an act of humility. 400 plus years of captivity. Kiss our boots. For all the pain and oppression, for all the lies and deception. Devil, kiss our boots. Get on your knees and your hands and lick up the dust, you understand? Devil, kiss our boots.
All right, let's clap it up. Shalom, Israel. This is Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Start out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, where we've been teaching our people who they are according to the Bible since 1969, that the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans who are oppressed in this world are the true chosen people of the Most High, and the only people that the Most High loves, man. Baba Kashal, let me get Romans chapter 13. Tonight is the Tuesday night brotherhood class, where we go over brotherhood, you know what I'm saying, how to treat one another, how to love one another, how to prefer one another. You know what I'm saying? Just how to love one another, because we ain't, you know what I'm saying, we've been taught everything but how to love one another, right? Like we got unconditional love for every other nation, these Africans who we are not, or the so-called oppressor, the Asian community. We got unconditional love for all these different nations, but we can't seem to get it right when it comes to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
Right.
And like we family. Like it should be the easiest for us to love one another. It should be the easiest for us to love for a black, Hispanic, and Native American to love another black, Hispanic, and Native American. But it's something that we have a hard time doing because we have been taught, it's been beat into us to hate ourselves and to hate. You know what I'm saying, to hate ourselves, and therefore, since we hate ourselves, we turn around and project that hatred toward our brothers and sisters who look like us, right, and who go through the same things as us, man. And that's what leads us to, when we do get a little bit of knowledge, or when we are able to fight up against this hell that we live in and make conditions a little bit better for ourselves, then we turn our noses up at our brothers and sisters, man. And that's because it's a learned behavior. It's a learned behavior to hate yourself so much that everybody who looks like you and that reminds you of you and where you came from, you hate them also, man. Right. Well, we gotta take that love that we give to these other nations and give it to ourselves, man. That's and right. The hatred that we give to one another, we need to give that to who deserves it, which is our oppressor, right, who has been rape, robbing, and murdering us for centuries, for hundreds of thousands of years, for hundreds of years in this country alone. But this has been going on for hundreds and thousands of years, where our oppressor has been putting his foot on our necks and killing us and forcing us to bow to their gods by the sword, man. Right. The only way to unlearn these behaviors is to be taught a new behavior. We were taught hate by our oppressor. We were taught to hate one another by our oppressor and to love him. So now what we got to do is learn we have to be taught to love one another. Right. And we have to be taught to separate from our oppressor so that we can not suffer under their foot. Right. It's like, let me get chapter 13 and verse 11. See, right now, we have to understand what time it is. Like, right now, we see, let's like, go ahead and bring that up, Baba Kashal.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 13, verse 11. Right. And that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
Read that again, Baba Kashal.
Verse 11, and that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
So we like to right now, like we like to say that we woke because it's the information age right now. So blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are coming into certain types of information that tend to that we feel like may elevate us above the rest, that may separate us from the rest.
Right.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like we call ourselves woke in the world in the black, Hispanic, and Native American community.
Right.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like we call ourselves woke, and it's because it's the time for it. Like it's high time for our people to wake out of sleep, cause us, you know what I'm saying? Like us living the way that we have been living for so many years, hating one another and loving our oppressor. That's we sleep. Like us thinking that the way to receive justice in this country, in this world, is to vote. To vote to impeach one oppressor and then put another oppressor in office, that is us being asleep.
Right.
For us to think that that Joe Biden is any better leader than for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans than Trump, you sleep if that's what you think. For us to be out here celebrating Christmas and Thanksgiving and all these wicked holidays and Halloween, and we got New Year's coming up, for us to really be celebrating those things, like we are asleep. That is sleep behavior, man. And that because we are asleep, we are continuing to fall into the same pitfalls that we've been falling into for centuries, man. Because we are asleep. But the scriptures say that it is high time for us to wake out of sleep, man.
Right.
We can't sleep no more, man. We have to hunger for information, man. Or we have to hunger for knowledge, because that's the only thing that's gonna wake us up, man. And the only viable knowledge for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans comes out of this 1611 King James Bible.
That's right.
And this is the one book that you don't have to have any training on. Go ahead and read the rest of that, Baba Kashad.
For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe.
Right, because it's time for us to wake up. Because Christ is coming back. He is on his way back, and he's just waiting for us to get right. Like we think we waiting on him, he waiting on us, because he done gave us the blueprint. It's right here. He gave us the blueprint. This is what we supposed to be doing, and then he came and was a living example. He was born like us. He was born from a man and a woman who laid with one another and had conceived a baby, and he was born just like us, and he was a living example for us to follow,
Right.
so that we can follow this blueprint, man.
That's right.
And this is the one book that you don't have to be taught how to understand this book. You don't have to read it. You don't even have to open the book and you an expert. Like I can't even say how many people, you know what I'm saying, who just write this book off as a slave book.
Right.
As they just say, well, our oppressor gave us this book in captivity. So they don't even open the book to find out what it actually says. And that is sleep behavior. That's sleep behavior for your oppressor to tell you something, to put something in a history book that they taught you in school and tell you that they brought you over in slave ships and gave you the Bible.
Right.
And then you take that and run with it and say, well, since your oppressor told you that they gave you this Bible in captivity, then you're never going to read it. That is sleep behavior for you to just take that and run with it. Slack, you had something you wanted to say?
Oh, like you hit it right on the head, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause you know, this is a black Hispanic American book, cause you know what I'm saying? Cause it says sleep. You know what I'm saying? You already said that, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that you're sleeping in your bed and nothing like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Sleep meaning that you take part of America. You know what I'm saying? That America keep our people sleep all the time. You know what I'm saying? We got a big old sleeping pill. You know what I'm saying? Who give it to us is the religions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Of the world, American society, man. Well, this preacher you brought out so heavy, man, because our salvation is this Bible, man. Our salvation is law, statutes, commandments, man. And this will wake us up. saying, knowing that you're African, knowing that you this and that doesn't wake you up because you're still part of American society. That meaning that you still sleep, man.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? Slocky.
Salaki, what you said was heavy. Like we are taking the Christian church and television and these conspiracy theories is a big dose of NyQuil that we take every day, that we indulge in to keep us, because all those things, those conspiracy theories, these religions, the Christian church, who they don't even read from the Bible. It's really just a big concert. This music that we listen to, like, and there ain't nothing wrong with music, but if you start to hear the lyrics and then start to worship those lyrics and apply it and take those lyrics that somebody wrote down and then take it as facts and as law and apply it to your life and live your life according to lyrics to a song, then that's what keeps you asleep. And all those things is what keeps us from opening this Bible and finding out what it really says.
Right.
Like we are asleep. We are asleep, and all these things around us is what's keeping us asleep. Like another thing that you brought out was heavy. Like us being asleep is us partaking in this nation, because we know that we came over here on slave ships. Like that's the, you know what I'm saying, that's the base knowledge that we have. We know that we came over on slave ships and we were stolen from a land and brought to this. We were brought to this land, and then those of us who were here, the land was stolen from us. And we were put in captivity and killed and raped, robbed, and murdered. That's, you know what I'm saying, common knowledge at this point for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
That's right.
But for us to continue to partake in this nation after them taking the land from us so savagely and with murder and bloodshed and no regard for the pregnant or the old or the young, for them to put us through all these things, and then after that, Jim Crow, the civil rights movement, where they were sicking dogs and all that for us, and we just wanted to drink from a fountain.
Right.
Like for us to be still going through, and then now today, fast forward to today, where we watch a man get killed on live TV. On the news, on social media, we watch somebody get killed over and over and over and over, unjustly, unarmed men, unarmed blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and we still got to go to trial to find out whether what you saw with your own eyes is true. And now we still feel the need to. We think that the only way to get out of this hell is to vote and to partake in this society that was built to destroy us. Right. We sleep. Like, for us to have the knowledge that we have and still feel like the only way for us to rise is to partake in this, we sleep. Read that from the top, Baba Kashab.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 13, verse 11. In that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
It's high time to wake out of sleep, man. Now, why is he saying this? Because we are asleep. Right. There's no need to wake up if you're not asleep. We are asleep. We sleep right now in 2021, going into 2022. A lot of our brothers and sisters just got done celebrating Thanksgiving, or we just got done celebrating Christmas.
Right.
We have no idea why. We have no idea why we celebrated Thanksgiving or Christmas.
Right.
And not even realizing that it's a combination of pagan and it's a combination of pagan rituals and of pagan holidays that have nothing to do with blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We just got done celebrating Thanksgiving last month. We have the best excuse that we have is that we want to be around family, and that's the only time that we can get together.
Right.
Well, if that's the only time that you can get together with your family is a time where you have to celebrate and partake in the customs of the people who killed your family years ago, then I have to question whether you actually love your family.
Damn.
Like we are asleep out here, and there's so much proof, especially now in this holiday season, because we are doing things that make absolutely no sense.
Right.
And it's as if like it's as if we like we're it's as if we don't even like we don't even think about the gravity of what we're doing. Like we feel so hopeless in our captivity that we don't even consider the impact that we having on ourselves and our families.
Right.
Like when we celebrating Thanksgiving and Christmas, when we celebrating Thanksgiving, we don't think about the Native Americans on the reservations. We thinking about what we could fill, what we could put in our bellies.
Right.
We don't think about when we celebrating Christmas. We don't think about how there's supposedly some fat white man coming down your chimney that you don't have. We're not thinking about how illogical and impractical that is for you to give credit to a fat white man coming down your imaginary chimney for the hard work that you didn't put in working double overtime. We don't think about that because we are asleep. Let me get Luke chapter 6. And we are asleep, and because we sleep, we are passing down these sleep customs and this sleep behavior and these sleep habits to our people.
Right.
Thinking that we know something. Well, the first thing that we got to understand is we don't know nothing. We don't know nothing. And it's obvious in how we move.
Right.
It's obvious in what we do, because when it comes time for us to learn something or what we think is knowledge, when it comes time for us to gather information and data, we go to our oppressor. We go to our oppressors' colleges and universities. And even if we go to a historically black college or university, we go and then play it's Greek, which is another oppressor. And then we're being taught about black culture by who? A white man.
Right.
Either a white man or an African man. None of those people, not only are those not your people, but they don't care about you. They don't love you.
Right.
Like a black, Hispanic, and Native American. They don't love you at all, man. Because they were the reason why you are here today in captivity.
Right.
They don't care about you, man. Whenever we want to get knowledge and try to exalt ourselves above our brother, we go to our oppressor. And that's why we ain't got no brotherhood.
Right.
Because that's the mindset we going into it with. We only doing these things to try to exalt ourselves over our brother. Like if you read these scriptures, the scriptures teach like, you're like, of course you gotta learn, you know what I'm saying? You gotta learn and study, you show yourself to be approved and all of that. And of course there's rank and order. There's rank and order, you know what I'm saying? But that's not what, if you're only gathering knowledge and studying and working hard just to exalt yourself above your people, then you got the wrong idea.
Right.
You ain't got no brotherhood. Like, yo, you should come in here and find out, you should come in here and, you know what I'm saying, find out what brotherhood is. Because that is not brotherhood, man. And once you learn and have a certain level of knowledge and understanding, then you become a servant.
Right.
You become a servant. Like, you are to, like, I mean, for example, like Christ, he was a great and renowned man when he walked the earth and taught, and everybody looked up to him and held him in high esteem. But at the end of the day, he was a service to his people. He healed the sick. He healed the sick and counseled the hopeless, and he made the blind see. He made the lame walk.
Right.
He taught brothers to be leaders, so that when he made the ultimate sacrifice, the ultimate service to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans with his life, so those other brothers who study under him could be leaders and teachers and continue the work that he had done. But he was a servant. He was a servant. He didn't study and do all those years studying in the church and doing all those miracles and he didn't do all of that just to try to exalt himself over his brothers. Like, that's not the idea. That's not the energy that's not the spirit that he was in, man.
Right.
But we Slacky, you got that?
He said,
Slacky, Luke chapter 6, verse 39.
39.
So we got to understand, first of all, like, no matter how much information that you have gathered, you know what I'm saying, going to college or going to trade school, reading, and don't get me wrong, all of these things are great. Black Hispanics and Native Americans should definitely hone their skills and study rigorously and build themselves up so that they can, you know what I'm saying, be a good leader to their people and a service to their people. But no matter how much we study and, you know what I'm saying, no matter how much we study and try to gain and try to compile information, if we not digging into these scriptures in this Bible, then we don't know nothing. And that is the first step to actually growing and learning something.
That's right.
Like you can't learn nothing if you think that you already know.
Right.
Like if you think that you know it all, then you're not gonna want to hear nothing that nobody got to say. Like you're gonna be combative. You're gonna be challenging the authority. You're gonna be like you're not going to want to just sit and observe and absorb the knowledge that you're supposed to be getting from this person who is wiser than you.
Right.
Because you feel like you got it, man.
Right.
The first thing we gotta understand that we don't know nothing. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying so heavy preach because, you know, that's Black Hispanic Americans. We think we know everything.
Right.
Everything my everything. But you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, like we learn our education from the so-called oppressor.
Right.
You learn from a dummy. You know what I'm saying? You learn from his narrative.
Good night.
You know what I'm saying? You come to ISUPK, like you said, like, well, you know what I'm saying? If you hear these brothers at ISUPK, we are scholars. You know what I'm saying? Because we got it from community junior high. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we not just speaking words, just be speaking because we research. We read the Bible. We read different type of books. You know what I'm saying? We are scholars. We are the real scholars. We don't listen to we don't go to these what you call them schools the preachers go to
the theologian,
seminary. We don't go there. You know what I'm saying? When we go to Black Hispanic Americans that really to serve the Lord, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, but it's like, you know,
Most High Christ, Baba Shaw, hold what you got. Let me get Matthew chapter 18 verse 3.
18 verse 3.
Yeah, Baba Shah. Like we have to humble ourselves and realize we don't know nothing, and that is the first step that we have to take before we can learn anything.
That's right.
It's the first step. If you think that you know it all, you can't learn nothing, man, because you think you know it all. And then if you think you know it all, then you know what I'm saying, what's your purpose?
Right.
To just stir up strife? Like that's not brotherhood.
Right.
That's not brotherhood. And for our brothers and sisters to be picking up these books and to be going to these colleges and to be trying to better themselves, it starts with you realizing that you don't know nothing.
Right.
That's where it starts, man. But we get a little bit of information and think that you know something that another brother may or may not know, then you got, you know what I'm saying, that you got some sort of you got some sort of stature and that, you know, you got the right to belittle and chastise, or you got the right to belittle and look down on your brother.
Right.
And that couldn't be further from the truth. Bob, you got that?
I got it.
What's
This is
it?
the book of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 3, from Yahweh. And said, Verily I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children.
Become as what?
Little children.
Nah, become as know-it-alls.
Little children.
Nah, but I'm a grown man.
Little children.
Go ahead, read on.
Ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven.
Right. So this is Christ telling you that the only way that you are going to be able to enter the kingdom of heaven is to become as a child, man. And a baby, doesn't question his or her parent. When it's time to when a parent puts food and nourishment before their child, they not. I don't want this milk. I don't want. What is this? I don't this milk. I don't want this. I want some steak and potatoes, mama.
Right.
Like what is? They're not questioning. Like I'm a vegetarian. What is this? I want some chickpeas and all that. Like they not questioning the nourishment that their parent is giving them.
Right.
They're not when your child is learning how to talk, and you like you trying to teach them words like this is a book. You like they not that's a pencil.
Right.
That's a pencil, mama. Like they not that. Children are not doing that. They like, okay, this is a book, no sweat, book, Most High Christ. Apple, okay, apple. I get it now. Like they absorb. They are sponges because they know that they don't know nothing.
Right.
And the only thing that they do know is that their parent has what they need and they provide their needs, man.
That's right.
And that's how we have to become, man. Baba Kashad, now let me get that Luke.
This is book of Luke, chapter 6, verse 39.
So first of all, that's the danger of. This is the danger of. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and let the scripture speak. Go ahead.
This is the book of Luke, Luke chapter 6, verse 39.
Right.
And he spake a parable unto them. Can the blind lead the blind?
Right. Can the what?
Can the blind lead the blind?
Right. Go ahead, read on.
Shall they do not both fall into the ditch?
Right. So what happens if the blind leads the blind? Oh no, Salakia. Well, now go ahead and read that. What happens if the blind lead the blind?
Both fall into the ditch?
They both gonna fall into the ditch, man. So what happens if the sleep lead the sleep? If you sleep and you don't know nothing, what happens if you trying to lead people? Go ahead, read that.
Keep going?
No, shall they?
Okay. Should they not both fall into a ditch?
So if you sleep, if you over here trying to convince your brother that it ain't nothing wrong with getting high, then you are going to do what?
Shall they not both fall into a ditch?
So if you out here trying to convince your brother that you are African and you need to go back to the motherland, go ahead.
Shall they not both fall into a ditch?
You both are going to fall into the ditch, man.
Right.
Because you don't know nothing and you are teaching somebody else, another brother, the same nothing that you got.
Right.
You don't know nothing, man.
Right.
Not even realizing that, like, you are teaching your brothers that we are Africans and we are all one people and that you should love everybody and all of this mumbo jumbo garbage. You are teaching your brother the same garbage that you got.
Right.
And you are going. We've seen it over and over. We've seen it over and over in history, and in our lives. What happens when somebody who don't know nothing teaches somebody else the same nothing that they know? I can't tell you how many times a brother that spent his entire life moving in the streets, selling drugs and moving, murdering their brothers and trying to run the streets and all of that, go to jail, spend half their life in jail, and then come back now they're the OG because they didn't experience everything. And then they raising up the young bucks at 14, 15, 16 to do the same thing, to get high, to sell drugs, to kill their brother, to kick doors in. And then you think that as a youth, you think that you learning a game, right? From an OG and you getting well seasoned.
Right.
And then that OG is like, right before he died, right when he see enough of his brothers dead in the street, or he see enough of his brothers on the news because they didn't kicked in the wrong door, and now they done got blown away, or they done did one too many robbery, and now they on the news going to jail for half their life just like he did, and now that OG that who you were supposedly getting game from. Now he regretful. He is sorry for teaching you the same nothing that he had, man.
Right.
He is regretful, and now he's singing a new song. At first he was like, "This is how you do it. This is how you weigh it up. This is how you break it down. This is how you know, like this is how you like." He teaching you how to run the streets, and then you get jammed up for following his advice, and now he like now he's singing a new song. Now he like, man, don't do what I did, man. You got your whole life ahead of you, young blood. You got it's like, what'd you say?
Oh, he switched it up on you.
Yeah, he done switched the whole game up on you. He done taught you all this game. He done spent about a decade giving you the whole game, and now you a pro. You a pro at doing evil. And now that you a pro, and he sees the consequences of his action, of him teaching you this nothing, then now he is like, nah, everything I taught you means nothing. And what do you think that's doing to that child, man? And now he can't trust you, man. He gonna continue. He can't trust nothing you saying, and now he conflicted, man. Now he's double-minded. You have destroyed this child. So now he don't even believe nothing that you. He don't believe nothing that you say. He don't believe, cause like he kicking in doors like you told him to, and getting out smooth. He over here robbing people and getting away smooth. He taking lives and getting away smooth. Right. He getting these drugs off and getting away smooth, just like you taught him to. So what you mean everything you taught me is a lie? That's the danger. That's the danger. We ain't even gonna get on Martin Luther King. I think we done gave him enough shine.
Right.
But even he, you know what I'm saying, denounced his whole doctrine before the world, before he died.
Right.
But that's the danger of just not being humble and admitting that you don't know nothing. You don't know nothing.
If I could.
Oh, Slack, go ahead.
If I could, it's Slack if I keep on,
Oh, you Tawab. You
Tawab. When you saying it so heavy, priest, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the thing with the oppressor, man. Oppressor gonna do that when Christ comes back. See, the thing with Christians don't think Christ ever coming back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Good night.
You know what I'm saying? They live their life how they want. They YOLO. Even people that say they're not Christian, you still Christian because you still go to the society of America. America is built on Christianity. You know what I'm saying? They don't believe Christ is coming back. Right. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, when Christ, you see that chariot hovering, and you see all these angels come back, what the oppressor gonna be? You know what I'm saying? You're like, well, you should have, you should have changed. Well, I thought you was wrong. Too late now. Too late now. I'm already in these streets, man. I got bodies on me. I got this on me. I got a bunch of. I'm smoking weed 24/7.
Right.
I'm being the baddest B word ever. It's too late. You know what I'm saying? And this is so heavy what you saying, man, because that's all oppressive with us, man. They say you can do this, all this, and everything is righteous what they do. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to find out, when Christ comes back, that's they butt. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Damn right. And that's just like a goddamn devil.
Damn right.
They'll convince you, they'll be in your ear like, nah, you should, man, forget about that nigga, man. Go ahead, take what he got, man. It's survival of the fittest.
Right.
Didn't your oppressor tell you that? It's survival of the fittest. Right. What was that, Charles Darwin? It's survival of the fittest, you know what I'm saying? We gotta get it how we live. You sell, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta get it how you live. It's survival of the fittest. Right. And then as soon as you suffer for your consequence, for your actions, as soon as you suffer for the consequences of your actions, then he gonna be like, what you out here doing? He gonna that judge, they gonna be like, they gonna throw the book at you.
Right.
They gonna throw the book at you for selling the same drugs that they put in your neighborhood because of the survival of the fittest.
Right.
Or they gonna throw they not gonna give a damn about you once you get AIDS from being a homosexual, just like they taught you to. Or they not gonna give a damn about you when your woman is now oppressing you, or you don't have a mother for your children, or you don't have a father for your children because your oppressor told you to get that man out the house.
That's right.
Like, that's just like a devil, man, just like a demon, man, because that's a demon job, man. They gonna tease, they gonna get in your ear and talk sweet to you and try to convince you to do things to destroy us, convince you that you know it all. And convince you to do things to destroy yourself because you think you know it all. And then as soon as you run into that brick wall, then that demon, that devil gonna be looking at you like, what you do that for?
Right.
Like, you stupid.
Right. Goofy.
Yeah, they gonna be looking at you like, dang, I ain't know you was gonna actually do it. That's crazy. hey, look, they gonna hit you with the shalom and get up out of there. Like, and then you gonna be feeling goofy. You gonna feel terrible because you listened to what you thought that you knew. You thought that you knew it all. And you gonna run into a brick wall, and then you're gonna feel sorry for yourself, man.
That's right.
You're gonna feel sorry for yourself, like most of us do, man. But what we gotta realize is that we don't know nothing, man. We don't know nothing, man. And we have to, let me get Hebrews chapter 5. We don't know nothing, man. And that's brotherhood. That is brotherhood, to just be like, I don't know. Too many of us are so prideful and so consumed in trying to have this image of having, you know what I'm saying, having all the knowledge and having power and money and respect and all of the things that we desire, the wicked things that we desire in this world. We so consumed in having something as basic as likes and follows on social media.
Right.
We will throw our entire people away for a thumbs up on Facebook.
Right.
For somebody to heart our picture on Instagram, because we think we know everything, and we are too prideful to just be like, I don't know. I don't know how to lead my family. I don't know how to be a woman. I don't know how to be a man, a warrior. I don't know how to live my life. So what do we end up doing? We end up leading our people astray. And since you are blind and this brother is blind, both of y'all gonna fall into the ditch. Y'all gonna suffer the same consequences because you were too prideful. You didn't have enough brotherhood to just say, I don't know. I don't know. And to find somebody to teach you what to do. But, you know, you got the warrior priest?
I got
It's like it, verse 12, chapter 5, verse 12. Well, we need to, before we can even teach anybody anything, the first step is that we have to admit we don't know nothing, man. Because the lifestyle that we have been living off of the lifestyle we've been living, mirroring our oppressors' lifestyle, is getting us nowhere. They can murder you in the street and get paid for it. You murder your brother, then you go to jail for the rest of your life.
right.
Lord forbid you murder your oppressor, or good night, you're a police officer or a white woman. Lord forbid you catch one of them type bodies. You good night. Lord be with you.
Right.
They not gonna show no mercy on you. But they get to kill one of theirs. That brother, that boy, that oppressor Kyle Rittenhouse, he killed 3 of his own people. He killed 2 oppressors and then wounded one other. And not only did he get off, but the following week after the trial, when he was on camera manufacturing tears and crying in front of all these the jury and the prosecutor and all of those, like, he was a week after, he was on the news with a big old Kool-Aid smile, getting interviewed and becoming a celebrity for being a murderer, murdering his own people. You kill your own people, what do they call that? They call it black on black crime, and they put you in jail.
Right.
They put you in jail. Because we got to understand that we don't know nothing. We don't know nothing. We can't learn from our oppressor, man. So we first have to understand we don't know nothing, and now that we understand that we don't know nothing, then we have to understand that we need to learn. We need to find out where to learn from, man. Baba Kashaf, if you could.
Book 5 on 12.
Come.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 5, verse 12. For the time ye ought to be teachers.
Mm-hmm.
Ye have need that one teach you again.
Right. Wait, Slack it. Read that from the top again.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 5, verse 12. For the time ye ought to be teachers. ye have need that one teach you again.
Right. So, like, we all want to be teachers, right? We go to YouTube University, right? We go to YouTube University. We go to these oppressors, colleges and universities, HBCUs. We go to trade schools, all of that. Read these books, and now we a teacher. We a teacher. We either taught ourselves or we learned from our oppressor. And now we teachers. Now we got it all. Now we ready to teach and lead a people. But just a year ago, just 2, 3, 4 years ago, we didn't know nothing.
Right.
Just not so long ago, we didn't know anything. And now we got enough knowledge to be able to lead a people. Man, we gotta understand that. Read that from the top again.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 5, verse 12. For the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again.
Right. We have to understand that we need to be taught again.
Right.
Because the things that we have been taught were from people who are asleep.
That's right.
We have been taught by the blind. We have been taught by rapists and murderers and child molesters and thieves. We have been taught by our oppressor. We have been taught lies by people who are asleep and blind,
right,
and deaf and dumb, who don't know nothing. So before we are fit to lead people and teach other people and lead a nation, we have to be taught again, man.
Right.
It's the only way. We have to get rid of what we think we know, all the garbage of how what we were taught by our oppressors, and how we think that we are Africans, and how God loves everybody, and we are all one people, and all of that garbage that we learned. We have to get rid of that so that we can learn the truth, man.
Right.
Because before you can accept anything new, you have to get rid of the old, man. You can't
right.
mix the two, man. You can't mix God loves everybody with Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated. You can't mix the two. It just don't go together.
That's right.
It's like water and oil. It's always gonna be conflict, man. Like you have to get rid of what you thought you knew so that you can understand the truth, man.
Right.
And we go ahead. Is it more on that?
Covenant. Oh, okay. Which be the first principles of the oracles of God.
Which be what?
The first principles of the oracle of God.
So this is first. This is the first thing you have to understand, man. To be a vessel that the Most High can use to guide and teach His people to get out of this hell and this captivity that we are under. The first thing is for you to be taught again, right? And this is first. This is first. Go ahead, read on.
And are become such as have need of milk and not of strong meat.
So for you to, not only do you have to understand that you don't know nothing and to be taught again, but what you're being taught you have to start from the bottom, man.
Right.
You have to start from the foundation of knowledge, man. Because we like to go into things and take whatever baggage, whatever garbage that we had in the world, you know what I'm saying? Whatever we learned in the past, we like to take that same garbage and try to stack that garbage on top of the truth, or we like to stack the truth on top of this garbage. So now your foundation is a trash fire of garbage information that you've been taught by people who didn't know nothing.
Right.
And now you're gonna try to stack the truth on top of nothing, on top of nothing, man. It's not gonna work. Right. You have to first get rid of that old garbage, man. You have to you can't stack garbage on top, or you can't stack the truth on top of garbage, man. Let me get what is that? Romans, or not Romans? Matthew chapter 8. Is that it? The new wines, old wine and new wine skins. Salakia. Let me see.
You bust and you put old wine to make it feel like.
Yeah. What is that?
You remember on the top of it?
What's that?
With the wine said if you put like old wine and new wine together, it'll bust the vessel, the glass.
Yes, sir.
Salakia. Matthew chapter 9. Salakia. 9.
Okay. You want me to read it?
Yeah, Baba Kashar.
Okay.
Chapter 9, verse 17.
17. Okay. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 9, verse 17.
Start at 16, Baba Kashar. Salakia.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 9, verse 16. No man putteth a piece of new cloth unto an old garment,
Right.
for that which is put in to fill it up, taken from the garment, and the rent is made worse.
So you can't add old to the new, man, or you can't add new to the old, man, or like it's just not gonna it's not gonna mesh well. You gonna have to get rid of the entire thing and start over, man. And that's what we trying to teach you. That's what we're trying to teach you in this Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, man. Trying to teach you that before you can learn, before you can be able to teach, and before you can be able to build your knowledge on the truth, you have to get rid of all the lies that you've been taught, man. Those things are not going to be able to mix. Slacky, go ahead, read on.
Right. This is the book of Slacky. Verse 17. Neither do men put new wine into old bottles.
Right, neither do what?
Neither do men put new wine into old bottles.
Go ahead.
Else the bottle break.
Right. So you can't put new wine into, you can't put new information on top of into an old vessel, man.
Right.
That's why the scriptures say that before, like, you have to be born again. You have to become a new creature and be born again, man. You can't be that same filthy, dirty old man hanging on to them same lusts and to those same lies that you've been taught while trying to, wade your way through the lives and through life, through this captivity. You can't put new information into that old vessel, or it's just not gonna work. It's not gonna mix well, and that is just you're gonna have conflict. You're gonna have conflict within yourself, man, and you're not gonna be a efficient teacher to your people. You're not gonna be an efficient leader, an efficient service to your people, man, because you weren't an efficient student. Is there any more on that? Slacky.
Come.
Go ahead.
And the wine running out, and the bottle perish. But they put new wine into new bottles.
Right. So that's why the scriptures say that you have to become a new creature. You have to become a new person. You have to kill that old man and become a new creature. You have to and admit and in becoming a new creature, you have to admit that old man didn't know nothing.
Right.
That old person, that person that you was before you came into the knowledge of the truth, you have to admit that person didn't know nothing, and that person is toxic to you, man.
Right.
Because that person is prideful. That person is greedy. That person is lustful. You have to kill that old person and become a new creature so that you can get the truth.
That's right.
So that you can become a service to your people. So like, let me get Ecclesiasticus chapter 51. And we just gotta understand, like that's what we gotta understand as a people, man. Like we are a stiff necked and rebellious people, and we think we got it all. We think we know it. We think we know everything. We think we got it all. We think we got all the answers. You had something you want to bring up? You just
Oh yeah.
oh no sweat. Go ahead.
If I could, you know what I mean? Like that reminds me of the New Year resolution.
Ooh, good
that
night.
Remind me of that. You know what I'm saying? You trying to make yourself new, but meanwhile you still, you know what I'm saying? You still doing filthy things. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like you can't tear a cloth, brand new cloth, and try to fill a hole, tear in the old cloth. It's still dirty. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta know how you become clean. You gotta get washed up.
Right.
You gotta get, you know what I'm saying, get all that dirt out, and that's how you become a new person. You can't become a new person because hey, it's New Year, it's new me. That's a lie.
Good night.
You still the same old dirty person that you been since. I don't know when, you know what I'm saying? And like, we all know that. We all been through that. We all had New Year, I can't even keep on. We all been through that.
Right.
I want to be new me, new year, new, you know what I'm saying? I ain't finna be a slut this year, a hoe this year. Then tomorrow you going to what his name, Mr. Chuck, we're gonna go Tyrone house and do nasty things.
Not Mr. Chuck.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, like. You know, you gotta watch yourself, man. You gotta be humble, like you saying this. You gotta like your class, empty your cup, man.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? Wow.
Get that in. And it's like I can't like what you said was heavy, man. I can't even count how many times our brothers and sisters have went into the new year like, oh, I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take care of my body this year. I'm gonna turn over a new leaf. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm looking over the horizon, and I'm gonna become this new creature, and all of this junk, and then the next day, they over there like I can't count how many times my brothers and sisters was like, no, I'm gonna stop getting high. I don't need to be getting high. This ain't good for me, man. Be in the cipher, you know what I'm saying, passing the blunt around, and be like, yeah, we need to stop doing this, man. I don't want to do this the rest of my life, man. Like I want to stop this, man. I need some help, and then. You know what I'm saying? Go make their New Year's resolution and then be like, yeah, this year, man, I ain't smoking, man. I'm going cold turkey. I ain't doing it. And then the next day, they in the alley looking for somebody, anybody who could get them high. Same, like, right, maybe next year. Like, well, you know, I'm going to start my New Year's resolution in February. Like, I'm gonna wait until... the next year.
Right.
Maybe next year, maybe next month, maybe next week.
Right.
And then you keep on, next week, next month yourself into never changing.
That's right.
Because you know it all. You know how to handle yourself, man. And that's the problem with our people, man. We don't know when to cut it off and just be like, I don't know. We have to understand that we have to go to somebody for us to understand. First, we have to understand that we don't know, and then we have to go to somebody who does know. We have to go to the people who do know, and the only people who do know anything in this world is the priests and the brothers in the Israelite school of universal practical knowledge, man, who have been taught and trained up to teach their people how to come up out of this hell through these scriptures, man. Through these scriptures, that's the only way. Where was we at? Ecclesiastes, verse 23. I don't know why I keep doing that.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 51, verse 23. Draw near unto me.
Right.
Ye unlearned.
Nah, ye know-it-all.
Ye unlearned.
Nah, ye well-educated.
Ye unlearned.
Nah, ye scholars and master. You got the master degree. Go ahead.
Ye unlearned.
You have to draw near to the teachers, to the people that's going to teach you how to first of all get rid of those lies that you have been taught and to learn the truth about your people and to learn the truth of how you should maneuver in this hell. You have to draw near to the teachers, man, and you can only do that by admitting that you don't know nothing. You have to empty your cup and admit that you don't know a thing. Drop everything, man. You can't take that same garbage back to your family and to your nation. And the same garbage that landed you in jail or landed you on a street corner looking to get high or to sell your body or whatever the case is. Like, you can't take that. You can't keep taking that same garbage home to your children.
Right.
You can't do that, man. You have to do what?
Ye, Slacky, draw near unto me.
Right.
Ye unlearned.
Right.
And dwell in the house of learning.
And do what?
Dwell in the house of learning.
Read that one more time.
Dwell in the house of learning.
I mean, you gotta come to class, man.
Right.
You gotta come to the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Get in class, man. Shed your old self, man, and learn, man. Sit down and learn. Get you a pen and a paper and learn. Just like you sat before that OG who taught you how to destroy your people with drugs, or how you sat in front of that pimp and he taught you how to whore your body out.
Right.
Sit before these priests and prophets with a pen and a paper and take notes and study and ask questions, man. Humble yourself as a child, because you don't know nothing, man. Go ahead.
Right. You know, just to add on what you're saying, you know, like you said, like, you know what I'm saying, how you learn from the OG, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, how sister, how you learn from Cardi B and learn from Megan Thee Stallion, you know what I'm saying, how you learn how to be a boss B word. How about you know how to be a righteous woman and be in class and learn how to be a righteous woman, how to submit unto your husband, you know what I'm saying, how to be, you know what I'm saying, how to, you know what I'm saying, not to, you know, what you think, I know everything, right? What I say, I think in my head, in my small mind, I think what I'm saying is right. And meanwhile, you have, you know, me and the ISUPK, you know what I'm saying, like, they know what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? They know smoking weed is wrong, but you still want to go and smoke weed because it makes you feel good.
Right.
Because it make you feel like, oh, you know, I've been doing it for so many years. It's only right. You know, like, no, this is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Come to the house, dwell in the house of learning, man.
Right.
Don't let smoking weed is wrong. Knowing that with Cardi B and all these women, they teach you what is right is wrong, man. You know, it's like.
Damn right. Nah, heavy what you brought out. Verse 24, Baba Kashai, I'm
okay.
Slack you.
This is this is book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 51, verse 24. Wherefore are ye slow? And what say ye of these things? Seeing your soul are very thirsty.
Right. So like it's heavy what you just brought out, because we will like, our people know that our lifestyle, the lifestyles that we live, is to no profit. Like it'll lead you to death.
Right.
It'll lead you to destruction and in jail, into all sorts of curses that the Most High will have you suffer through because of your, or you will put yourself through because of your actions.
Right.
Like it'll lead to cursings, and you will. It's crazy. Like you said, like our brothers and sisters, we know that we don't want to get high no more. Like, we'll be in a cipher and be like, man, I don't want to do this no more.
Right.
I don't want to get high. I don't want to sell my body. I don't want to sell drugs, man. I don't want to kick indoors and kill my brothers. Right. But then as soon as a brother tell you, hey, you don't need to be doing that, man. Let me show you a better way.
Right.
Then it's like, man, hey, only God could judge me, man. Don't approach me with all that, man. Who is you, man? Who are you to tell me? Like, it's ridiculous. And then the entire time you telling yourself you want to stop doing these things, but you aren't strong enough to stop doing them on your own.
Right.
But if somebody comes and tries to correct you, you're going to reject it. You're going to reject the help that the Most High is sending your way. Right. The Most High is trying to help you by sending these priests and prophets to cross your path, man. And you should pray that a priest and prophet cross your path so that you could get the truth, man. Because there's so many lies out there, man.
Right.
And not many people get the truth. Not many people are fortunate enough to be able to understand the truth when they hear it. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to we are so fast to reject the truth and reject knowledge because of the information that we have been given by our oppressor, man. When all we got to do is just humble ourselves and be able to just say, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to lead my family. I don't know how to raise these children.
Right.
I don't know how to be a woman. I don't know how to be a man. Like, I'm not strong enough. I need help. You have to put your pride aside and be able to, you have to be able to say those things, man.
Right.
And that's the beginning. That's the beginning of being a man. That's the beginning of being a woman. A lot of us have spent so much time running away from ourselves and trying to be what we trying to trying to bend this garbage that we learned into the truth, or
Right.
we trying to teach ourselves the truth when all we had was a lie all our lives, man. We have never truly known what it was like to live and stand on your feet as a man, or to raise your family and to serve your husband as a woman. We don't know what that's like. We don't know what that feels like as a nation, man, because we are too prideful to say, I don't know.
Right.
Salakia, where we at? Salakia, we thirsty. Like, and we are hungry. We are thirsty for some sort of revelation, for some sort of knowledge to just fall in our laps. We are hungry to the point where we are chasing and going to, black women are graduating at the highest rates from colleges and universities. Black men are coming back into their homes, man. They're trying to be better fathers, man, and trying to go get jobs and be, you know what I'm saying, better fathers, better role models, man. We are hungry, but we are going to the wrong places, man. We're going to the wrong places, man, because we are trying to stack garbage. We're trying to stack the truth. We're trying to stack knowledge on top of garbage. Baba Kasha, let me get verse 25 and 26.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 51, verse 25. I opened my mouth and said, buy her for yourself without money. Verse 26. Put your neck under the yoke.
Do what?
Put your neck under the yoke.
That means submit to your authority and allow somebody to teach you. Allow yourself to be guided and to be led, man.
Right.
That's like we are thieves. We become thieves when it comes to knowledge and information, man. We come crawling and we come begging for knowledge, and we're able to admit that we don't know nothing. But as soon as somebody teaches us the surface, we run off. We run off and think that we know it all.
Right.
And now we become thieves, man. Really, we just cheating ourselves, because what we really want is clout. We want some type of status in this nation, in this world. We want to be able to hold our heads high and say, nobody else was able to do this. Nobody else knew this when I was growing up, but I went and figured this out, and now I can hold my head high and look down on you. Or nobody was able to do this. Nobody was able to achieve the goals that I have achieved. So now I can look down on all of you, and now y'all bow down to me. And the only way I'll share the little bit of information that I was given is for you to bow yourself down to me. That's the mindset that we have when we can have we are running off from the well with a little drop of water when we can just drink from the well, and we can constantly be replenished at the well and feed and give our families nourishment and be able to spread this truth, man. If we just sit and be patient and start at the bottom, build a foundation on the truth, and then build up from there. We can be nourished forever. And what is that? It's like you the when Christ is talking to the woman at the well.
It's chapter 5.
You said Luke 5
No,
or Matthew,
John 5.
John. Yeah, let's get that real quick. Like this is the mindset. Like this is the mindset that we need to have. Like we need to be. We need to realize that. We need to realize that we don't have knowledge, and the only way that we are going to be able to get the knowledge is if we be patient and just get the knowledge at the source. And the source is these scriptures, man.
John 4 and 5.
The source is these scriptures, man. And we running away from the well with a little drop of water, thinking that we know it all, when the Most High through these scriptures is trying to give us the entire well, so that we can nourish our families and ourselves, and be, fight this, get out of this hell, man. Go ahead. You said 4 and 5.
John chapter 4, verse 5.
Baba Chay, you got that?
This is the book of John, chapter 4, verse 5. Then coming he to a city of Samaria, which is called Sychar, near the parcel of ground that Jacob gave to his son Joseph. Verse 6. Now Jacob's well was there. Jesus therefore being wearied with his journey, sat thus on the well, and it was about the 6th hour. Verse 7. There cometh a woman of Samaria to draw water. Jesus said unto her, Give me to drink. Verse 8. For his disciples were gone away into the city to buy meat. Verse 9.
Slacky, let's skip down to verse 10, Slacky. So basically, this woman, he's telling this woman to get him something to drink. You know what I'm saying? But he is like, this is about to be the start of a metaphor. Like, he is making a comparison between two things, right? So go ahead, start verse 10.
Verse 10. Jesus answered and said unto her, If thou knewest the gift of God,
right,
and who it is that said it to thee, Give me to drink, that wouldn't have asked of him.
Right, that would have done what?
Asked of him.
Right. So if you knew who was standing before you, you would have done what?
Asked of him.
And then what?
And he would have given the living water.
So we ain't talking about water no more. We talking about like this knowledge that we so yearn for and long for as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. If we just understand that if we know who we dealing with, that these scriptures is our culture and it's the blueprint for how we are supposed to behave as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and how we are supposed to lead our family, then we would, good night. Go ahead.
Verse 11. The woman said unto him, Sir, thou hast nothing to draw with.
So let's skip to verse 13.
Verse 13. Jesus answered and said unto her, Whosoever drinketh of this water shall thirst again.
No, whosoever shall drink of this water shall never thirst again. So who accepts the knowledge and the teachings that Christ is trying to teach and trying to give to you, whoever accepts those things, whoever comes to class and humbles himself as a child, as Christ said, and absorbs this milk and drinks their milk and you know what I'm saying, comes to class, asks their questions, and grows from builds their foundation new, gets rid of, empty their cup, and builds their foundation from the ground up, then that person will never thirst again, man. Right. They will never be thirsty. They will be never out here, you know what I'm saying, clueless and lost out here trying to figure out what the next move is. You know why? Because you have people above you. You have men above you who you can ask. Right. You can ask, like, hey, should I do this? You can ask a man above you, should I do this? Should I make this move? Right. What does this mean? What does this scripture mean? What does this mean? Well, like, you can ask questions. You can you can blow their phone up day and night and get the answers. You will never be thirsty again, man. But because we are so prideful, we are too prideful to be able to say that we don't know nothing, since we are so prideful to say that we don't know nothing, then we are lost, we are asleep, and we are thirsty out here. Right. We are thirsty out here. And the water, and the living water is right here. It's right here. It's been right here the whole time. We just we never delved into it, man. Right. Verse 14, and we're gonna move on. Salakia.
Verse 14, you said 14?
Yeah, Baba Kashai.
Verse 14. But whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give them shall never thirst. But the water that I shall give him shall be in him as a well of water springing up into everlasting life. Right.
He's talking about, let me get 1 Corinthians real quick. Chapter 13, verse 11. He's talking about the knowledge that he came, the teachings that he came with, that he came with from the Most High, man. Right. The knowledge of how you should, like the spirit behind the law that, you know, the Pharisees and Sadducees was killing our brothers and sisters over, man. Right. Like, he came with the spirit so that you can understand exactly what the Most High was, exactly how the Most High wants us to move, and how the Most High wants us to behave with one another, and how he wants us to deal with our oppressors. Like, he came with real life solutions for the problems that vex us day in and day out in the world, man. He came with real life solutions. And if you had these solutions, if you had this knowledge, not just information that you can use to vex your people, but knowledge that you can build yourself up with, and then be able to build your brothers up with, and build your children up with, and raise your family with. Like, he came with the answers, man. He came with the answers. It's like you.
And if I could, you know, this is what you saying so heavy, because, you know, that's what the fake Israelite group does, you know what I'm saying? They know a little bit of something, they think they you know what I'm saying, they know everything. Mm-hmm. And they belittle our people as well. So is the Christian pastor, you know what I'm saying? They know something and belittle our people, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you know something, you should use that to help people out. Right. Help Black Hispanic America out. That's what you should use, man. You know what I'm saying? And meanwhile, you know what I'm saying, we got our sisters now, they think they gods. You know what I'm saying? But since you're a God, why you not helping your people out? Right. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, you just saying you're a God so you can make an excuse for you can do whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? You're a God of the pole. You're a God of, you know, twerking. That's you're a God of. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like we saying so heavy, priest, because like you know, the men in the ISUPK on Command Junior Honor, you know what I'm saying, we don't use what we know to hurt people. Right. We know to bring them back to life, man. That's right. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's what we do, man. You know what I'm saying? We ain't out here just going out there saying, you know, hey, if you do this, you're gonna die. You know, we do that at the end of, you know what I'm saying, they don't repent, you know what I'm saying? But we do, what we tell them is, hey, brother, look, you are a warrior, you are a priest and prophet of the Most High, man. You come back to the Bible, man. Right. Put down that weed. Stop selling dope, brother. You know what I'm saying? That's how we come across, and that's how you should know, because that's how we should do, because we know We know the Bible. That's the power, man.
Damn
we don't
right.
use our power to just say, hey, what's that thing with superheroes say when we come to power? There's great responsibility.
Great power.
And that's the men of ISUPK. We don't misuse our power, man. We
Damn
use
right.
our power to help other brothers be in power, man. Come back to this power. It's like
Damn right. Nah, get out, man. And that, like what you said, was so heavy because in us thinking that we know it all, like we like to exalt ourselves as gods. You know what I'm saying? And then we are weak to simple things. We are weak to childish things. Like we call ourselves like black people, the blackity blacks. They're like, "What's up, God? What's up, King?" You know what I'm saying? They want to big up each other, calling each other God and King, and we are powers. You know what I'm saying? We are to be kings and priests when the time comes, when we got this knowledge, man. Right. But we calling ourselves gods and all of that, but we are weak to marijuana. We are weak to women.
right.
To whores. That's our weakness. We are weak to money. Our sisters, they call themselves God, like good night. They call themselves God, but God and goddesses and all. They say the black woman is God. Ain't that what Polite say? Right. Black woman is his God, but the woman is like she is vulnerable, and if she is left alone, if she don't have a man to guide her and to protect her, man, her God is gonna be that pole. Her God is going to be whatever man that walk into her life and entice her and make her feel good for the night. Right. That's going to be her God. We call ourselves gods and all of that, but we are weak to very minute things. Right. All because of our pride, man. And if we would just put that pride down and just say we don't know, and we tired of being weak. We tired of getting high every day because we can't pay our rent. Not even realizing that you spending your rent money on getting high. Right. Or you tired of being sexualized, yet you a stripper, yet you on OnlyFans. Like you tired, but you are serving the thing that is oppressing you. That's right. Just like we say we tired of being in a condition and we marching in the streets talking about Black Lives Matter, yet the people that you marching with right to your left and to your right is your oppressor. The people who are saying your life don't matter. The same person that pulled the trigger to kill your brother is the same person holding a picket sign talking about no justice, no peace. And they get to go home and talk about how thrilling it was to be able to march and to run away from like to be able to be out there with black people and feel like what it was really like to be black. And have dogs and smoke grenades and be harassed by police. Like they want to live through you, and they get to go home to their families and talk about the experience they had trying to be you, whereas you got to put your child in a box because you are not equal to them, man. And you thought that you was. How much longer do we have to continue to relish in childish behavior and get the least out of life before we realize that this is not for us? That getting high every day is not for us. Right. That laying with women and then throwing that woman away is not for us. Then laying down with all these men for our sisters, laying down and then, you know what I'm saying, getting up in the morning and pretending nothing happened. You know what I'm saying? Getting drunk and high every night and going out and leaving your children to who knows what and who knows what's happening to those children at home. Like, when are we gonna realize that is not life? We gotta understand that we don't know nothing, man. And us not knowing nothing is us not knowing nothing, and then us pretending that we do know something is what's plaguing our people, man. It's like you got that 1 Corinthians.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 13, verse 11. When I was a child, I spake as a child.
Right.
I understood as a child.
Right.
I thought as a child.
So when I saw, you know what I'm saying, growing up on, you know what I'm saying, we all familiar with, you know what I'm saying, what is the BET at night or what is it, late night, whatever it's called. You know what I'm saying? We all grew up watching BET and MTV and seeing the lifestyles that these celebrities live, these driving these fast cars and having all this money and having all these women surrounding them and our sisters. We seen these video girls, you know what I'm saying, on these videos getting money, or you know what I'm saying, these strippers on a pole getting money. And as a little child, we grew up in like, hey, I want that lifestyle. Like I want that. Like I want to be able to get out of this hell because, you know what I'm saying, I'm tired of having roaches.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So as a child, you look at those things and you like, in your ignorance, you're like, yeah, I want that.
Right.
I want to be able to, you know what I'm saying? Like I see Wiz Khalifa and Snoop Dogg, they up there, you know what I'm saying, smoking the strongest. You know what I'm saying? I want that. I want to be able to, you know what I'm saying, live in luxury. So you chase after that lifestyle. So you getting high every day. So you doing these malicious and devious things to get money every day. You know what I'm saying? Like you doing these things because you are children.
Right.
And you speaking as a child and you thinking as a child. But what?
And I understand as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man.
But when you did what?
When I became a man.
When I got in class.
But when I became a man.
When I killed that old man.
Right.
But when I became a man.
When I grew up and said that I don't know nothing and I need somebody to teach me how to do everything. Go ahead.
But when I became a man.
When you become a man, you do what?
I put away childish things.
Nah, you hold on to the things that profit you.
I put away childish things.
You have to empty your cup. When you become a man and realize that you don't know nothing and that you are the blind leading the blind and you don't know how to lead your family and your ideals is dangerous to your family and to your nation, once you become a man, then you put away childish things, man. You put down the blunt, man. You get off that pole. You get off them streets and you stop kicking in doors and murdering your brothers, man. You stop doing all those childish things. That's what happens when you become a man and admit that you don't know nothing. You don't know anything, man. And those 4 words are those 4 words would save so many lives of our Black, Hispanic, and Native American brothers and sisters. If we are just able to be like, I don't know. I don't know nothing. I thought I did, but I don't know nothing. What I thought I knew led me to a dead end. It led me to jail. It led me to poverty. It led me to oppression. It led me to death, ultimately. Like, once you are able to have the wisdom and the courage to say those things, then you can start to reverse the curses and the plagues that your people suffer under, because we are a stiff-necked and rebellious people, and we think that we know everything. Baba Kasha, let me get Joshua chapter 24, verse 15. Right, we have to understand that we only got 2 choices. We got life and death. We either continue to suffer under the same curses that we've been suffering under and repeating years after, you know what I'm saying, decade after decade, century after century. We can either continue to suffer under those curses, or we can find out about something that we never knew anything about, which is life, man. We don't know what it's like to actually live.
Right.
Like, we just surviving, man. That's not life.
Right.
Man, if you think that that's life, you know what I'm saying, come get in class. Come get in class, man. Cause like we have to understand that the things that we value in this life, money and the drugs and the sex and the notoriety from all these people who don't give a damn about you at the end of the day, like that is not life. That's not life. It makes you feel good for a moment, but that's not life. And you know that's not life because you need so much of it.
Right.
You need an endless amount of it to feel anything. You are never gonna be satisfied because that's not life, man. But Christ said that the water, like the water that he's offering, man, if you take the water that he's offering, man, you'll never thirst again, man. That is life. That's how you know what life is, man. When you accept the truth and you find out the truth, and then you are never thirsty again. You don't have to look anywhere else for the truth.
That's right.
You don't have to you don't have to scramble and try to find out who you are because you're being taught who you are. Right. Something that you have never known, man. That's how you know what life is, man.
Right.
When you are no longer thirsty and destitute, man, and suffering. It's like you got that Joshua?
You said 24?
Yeah,
So 24 and
15.
This is the book of Joshua, chapter 24, verse 15. And it's like, and if it seems evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day whom ye will serve.
Right. So you can't serve two masters. You can't serve money. You can't serve weed and greed and lust and sex, and you can't serve those things and serve the Most High. You can't stack the truth on top of the garbage that you thought you knew. Like if you think that it's too much for you to just empty your cup and become as a child and just to learn, if from the priests and prophets, then you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and make your choice, man. Because it wasn't hard for you to go to your oppressor's college and learn and eat out of their palm. It wasn't hard for you to do that. It wasn't hard for you to go to that OG or that pimp to teach you how to destroy yourself and your people.
Right.
It wasn't hard for you to do that. But if it's evil, if it seems evil for you to serve the Lord,
right,
then you got a choice to make, and go ahead and make your choice, man. Because the Most High would rather you be hot or cold than for you to be lukewarm, man.
Right.
Go ahead, read on.
Whether the gods which your father served that were on the other side of the flood.
So if you were to, you can either serve the Most High, who delivered those 8 people out of that through that flood and destroyed the rest of the world, or you can be, or go ahead read the rest of that.
All the gods of the Ammonites, the Ammonites, keep going.
Yeah, Baba Shah.
In whose land ye dwell.
Or you can serve your oppressor.
Right.
And we saw what happened when you serve your oppressor. Our people were serving our oppressor in a time where the Most High flooded the earth.
Right.
Our people were serving our oppressor. You know what I'm saying? We serve the oppressor now, and look what's happening to us.
Right.
Look what's happening to us. We're being killed by our oppressor, who we serve, who we vote for, who we pay tax dollars to. We are serving our oppressor, and they are killing us by the hundreds yearly. And then not only are they killing us, but they're getting paid to kill us. Like that wicked man, George Zimmerman, he's not even a police officer, but he killed Trayvon Martin, a teenage boy who was just coming back from the store with a pack of Skittles in Arizona. He was killed by a civilian oppressor, and years later, he was able to sell the very weapon that he used to kill that innocent black boy and get hundreds of thousands of dollars for that weapon.
Right.
They're getting paid. They're becoming celebrities and being rewarded for killing you, man. So you can either serve the Most High or you can serve your oppressor and continue to be oppressed, man. And then however they deal with you is how they deal with you, because they're your God now. Go ahead, read on.
In whose land ye dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord.
So for us, you know what I'm saying? You can make your choice, man. Make your choice, man. But as far as the priests and prophets and the ISUPK under commanding General Yohana, we're going to serve the Lord, man. We're going to do whatever it takes to destroy our old selves, man, and become new creatures. And then sit at the feet of our teachers and learn as children, as humble children who don't know nothing. Because we have the courage to say that I don't know nothing and I need to be taught. Because the lifestyle that I was leading outside of the ISUPK was leading me into death, man. The lifestyle I was leading outside of these scriptures was leading me to die. And I can't afford to lead my children to the same death that I experienced. Right. I can't afford to make the same mistakes as my parents and my grandparents. I'm going to learn. I'm going to admit that I don't know nothing so that I can teach my children everything. And the only thing that's important to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans is these scriptures, man. Out of this King James 1611 Bible, man.
That's right.
So like, is there any questions in the chat at all? Oh, most of them, Chris.
Yeah, we have a question.
Okay.
It says, Salaki, sir, may I have a breakdown of James 4:8? You know, if I
what's good?
Real quick, you know, that scripture brought out so heavy, you know what I'm saying? It says that whether the gods of which your father served that were on the other side of the flood. That means they was in the ark, you know what I'm saying? And when it happened, you know what I'm saying, you gotta see that Noah, you know what I'm saying, and it was against Noah, you know what I'm saying, in that land. That's just like now in the ISBK. The ISBK is the ark, man. It's the salvation from the flood. You know what I'm saying, what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? We wear our garments, they against that. We wear the mutual gold chain, grills, they against that. That's the same thing going on to this day, man. They against everything the Lord said is okay to do, man. And this is what happens now. Like the day when it happens, you know what I'm saying, thus said the Lord, that America will fall, they will do the same thing. They were trying to bang on the ark.
Mm-hmm.
No, too late. We told you. But you love America.
Right.
You want to empty your cup.
Right.
You want to still live America's own way. You still want to do your old self. You don't want to be new. You don't want to come into this one body. You know what I'm saying? Shalaki, you know what I'm saying? That's a heavy preach so you put out.
No, what you said was very heavy because we want to ride out our lust and our desires to the end. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like we want to be whores and whoremongers. We want to be high and murderers and robbers and all these wicked things until we start to see things looking a little shaky, until we see that sky crack, and then we want to confess with our mouths and bow our heads and try to claim Christ as our Lord and Savior then. And we try to we try to put on our culture then, but it's too late. Like it's too late at that point, man. Right. That's why you gotta it's so important for you to just learn what you like. Just kill that old man now, kill that old woman now, and put on your culture. Put on your culture, man. You got that, James?
This is the book of James, chapter 4, verse 8. Draw nigh to God, and he will draw nigh to you.
So let me get verse 7.
Verse 7. Submit yourself, therefore, to God.
Do what?
Submit yourself, therefore, to God.
Right. So that word God can apply to that doesn't mean power, authority, ruler. Right. So any power structure or authority that was set above you, you need to do what?
Submit yourself, therefore, to God.
Submit yourselves to that power, man. Right. Submit whatever power that was set above you, man. The men above you, the power structure that was set before you. Submit yourselves, man. Right. Submit. Be obedient and do whatever that power instructs you to do, man. Whatever these scriptures tell you to do, man, just do it. Right. Cause you don't know nothing. Right. You know nothing. So submit yourself. Slaki, what? Yeah, especially your husbands, especially your husbands, because you chose that. You chose that power. So submit yourself. Yeah, get out of here. And submit yourselves to that power, man. And go ahead.
Cleanse your hands.
Oh, Salaki, and resist what?
Oh, Slaki. I'm wrong. Slaki. Resist the devil.
Resist who?
Resist the devil.
Resist the deceiver in this earth, man. Resist any temptation that tells you to not to submit to the powers above you, man. Because these powers are the Most High, the power structure that is in 1 Corinthians that says Christ, or that says God is the head of Christ and Christ is the head of man, man is the head of woman. That is set to protect us and to keep us within the protection of Christ, protection of the Most High. That's what that's for. It's not to oppress our brothers and sisters. It's to protect us, man. Because if you leave that power structure, then you leave the protection of the Most High, man. The protection of the Most High is within the structure. You can't have both, man. You can't be rebellious and defiant and then also, you know what I'm saying, be up under the protection of the Most High. Go ahead, read on.
That's right. And he will flee from you.
And he will do what?
And he will flee from you.
Why is that? Because you are protected, man. You are impenetrable, man. If you are following these laws, statutes, and commandments and obeying your power, obeying those that have authority over you, because they are the ones, what is that? Hebrews chapter 12, 13, or 13 and 12? They have the, they have a duty to you, man. They are here to protect you and to watch over your souls, man, so that they can give a report for you, man. They can, so that they can give, and with joy and not with grief, man. So that they don't have to report to their power, because they have an authority too. They don't have to report to their power like, hey, look, this brother, you know what I'm saying, or this sister, you know what I'm saying. They was defiant. They didn't follow the order I gave them, and then now, you know what I'm saying, this sister is, you know what I'm saying, something happened to this sister, or something happened to this brother. Like, nobody wants to try. The authorities don't. We don't want to have to give that report for our brothers and sisters, to the men above us, man. That's right. Like, that's what this power is. This is what this power structure is for. This rank and order system is for, so that we all can be under the protection of the Most High, man. And there's no protection outside of that. That's right. Verse 8.
Verse 8. Draw nigh to God.
Right.
And he will draw nigh to you.
Right. So what we just went over, like, if you're following these laws, statutes, and commandments, you're obedient and submissive to your power, just like verse 7 said, then the Most High is going to be with you. The Lord is going to be with you, man. But if you don't, then the Most High is not going to be with you, man. Because at the end of the day, we all deserve death for the sins that we committed in the world. Like, we are nothing, man. We are nothing. We know nothing. We don't deserve nothing but death. That's right. And the only way that we can be under grace and under the Most High's protection is to follow the rank and order system that He set before us. Go ahead, read the rest of that.
Cleanse your hands, ye sinners.
Do what?
Cleanse your hands, ye sinners.
Right. So how do you cleanse your hands? You become a new creature, man.
Right.
You kill that old filthy man. You kill that old filthy woman that was in the world, man, and become a prince and a princess of the power, man. Right. You become that, man. You serve your Lord. You serve the men above you, man. You know what I'm saying? You serve the Most High. And you put away those childish games that you play. You have to become a new person, man. You can't be that same. You can't be that same person and try to pile new knowledge on top of garbage, man. You're mixing garbage with knowledge, man. You can't do that, man. You can't do that, man. You have to destroy that old thing and become a new thing. That's right. Is there any more on that?
A little bit more.
Okay, no slip.
And purify your hearts, ye double-minded.
Ye what?
Ye double-minded.
You can't serve two masters.
Ye double-minded.
Right. Like you can't be that old person and try to be a new creature, man.
Right.
You have to kill that sister, man. You have to kill that old brother because that old sister is toxic to you. It is keeping you from becoming a better person, man. To be able to it is keeping you from being a service to yourself and a service to your nation, man.
Right.
It is hindering you from growing, man. And you know, I mean, I pray I answered that question. Any other brother? Anything to add? Most High in Christ. Well, this has been the Tuesday Brotherhood class. You know, I appreciate every brother and sister who's in the chat. You know what I'm saying, joining class, and any brother that was, you know what I'm saying, able to be in class today. And I pray for any brother or sister that's, you know what I'm saying, dealing with this plague that, you know what I'm saying, that's on this plague, COVID-19. You know what I'm saying? I pray for any brother, and I pray the Lord be with us. You know what I'm saying? Be with y'all brothers. And we're gonna pass the class over to Precinct Officer Bon Zayan for the security announcements.
This is the ISUPK security announcements. We on the ISUPK started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find it in Book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Means tent in the Hebrew, Ma'asharah. Tenth of every penny of any increase the Lord give you. Give to Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocation. We have the Feast of Purim. We have the Feast of Purim. Was the 14th day and the 15th day of the 12th month. So that's Monday, the 4th of February, and Tuesday, the 15th of February, 2022. You can find in the book of Esther, chapter 9, verses 20 through 31. Remind Akim and Akhwat to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black. Boots, shirts, pants, headbands, and scarf. And that concludes the ISUPK security announcement.
That Ahmadium. The song face the east. The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew and in the English. Abano. Shabbat Shemayim. Kadash. Hayah. Shemka. Yahweh. Malakah. Aba'ah. Ratazaka. Hayah. Haisha. Ratazah. Kawah. Hayah. Hashemayim. At the level. Lakum. The wall. Wasalakno. Kabawatno. Kasalakno. Kabawatiano. Wala'ah. Tabiya'ano. Banasai 1. Above. Abashayano. Hayan. Ra. It's like it. Kaya.
Kaya.
Laka.
Laka.
Amalakwa.
Amalakwa.
Wa'ala.
Wa'ala.
Wa'ata pa'ara.
Wa'ata pa'ara.
Iwalamya.
Aman.
Aman. In the English. Our Father.
Our Father.
Which art in heaven.
Which art in heaven.
Hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
In earth.
In earth.
As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day.
Our daily bread.
Our daily bread.
Forgive our debt.
And forgive our debts.
As we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
Lead us not.
And lead us not.
To temptation.
To temptation.
But deliver us.
But deliver us.
From evil.
From evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever.
Forever.
So be it.
So be it.
All right, so our faithful brothers, give a courteous salute to the brothers. Men of Israel, Majid Shabbat, Majid, Barak,
Yahweh Shem Yahshua.
Yadi Matah. So our faithful sisters, we give a courteous salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Majid Shabbat, Majid, Barak,
Yahweh Shem Yahshua.
Yadi Matah, dismissed.